And welcome back. We've been talking about the testimony of off-duty EMT Genevieve Hansen. Again, her demeanor was one thing, but the core of her testimony huge as well. She was desperate, frustrated that she could not help George Floyd. Our colleague from CNN, Sarah Sidner, has more on wrapping up this impactful testimony.
The witnesses that we have heard from today, including Genevieve Hansen, who was the EMT and firefighter who happened to walk by the scene. She happened to see these officers on top of George Floyd, and she saw Derek Chauvin in particular on George Floyd's neck with his knee pressing down. And you could hear how frustrated she was because of her training, because she is a trained EMT. She said she was looking at George Floyd's face and that it looked swollen and that his face looked like it was pressed very hard into the ground. And she felt that something needed to happen. She felt like he was coming to the end of life. And the fact that she was unable to do anything because the police were not letting her near George Floyd, even though she was asking them again and again, did you check his pulse? Did you check his pulse? Did you check his pulse? And every time she asked, when they didn't do it, she got more and more frustrated, angry, as she said, watching this play out because she felt helpless and she had the training to try and help if the police would have just let her try and help. So you could hear her frustration on the stand, and then she is cross-examined by Chauvin's attorney, who starts to question her training, which she clearly did not like, and question whether she remembered what she really remembered or not. And she kind of said, look, at least there's video, so at least somebody, thank goodness somebody was taking video. But there was an admonishment at the very end there from the judge, because there was a bit of combativeness between her and Chauvin's attorney, who was asking her questions about whether she was upset, for example, seeing what was happening to George Floyd. And she says, well, he was dying, so wouldn't you be upset? They were killing him. The judge admonishing her, telling her that she just has to answer the questions, that it is their right to ask the questions. But clearly her testimony was incredibly powerful, not only because of what she said, but she is sitting there in her uniform. She is obviously a professional. She is obviously an EMT and a firefighter. She had all the answers to her training, and that is going to have a huge impact, I imagine, on this jury.
Our thanks to Sarah Sidner for that. And again, she will be back on the stand. More cross-examination coming up tomorrow, and we'll have it for you here on HLN. To Sarah's point, we welcome back our panel. Let's listen in. And this comes with a warning, by the way. There's going to be some language and some video here that's disturbing. But it's the 911 call from Genevieve Hansen. Again, she's off-duty EMT. She's desperate to help. She's not allowed to help. Hear her emotions as she calls 911. Here's that.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Hello. I am on the block of 38th in Chicago, and I literally watched police officers not take a pulse and not do anything to save a man. And I am a first responder myself. And I literally have it on video camera. I just happened to be on a walk. So this dude, they fucking killed him, so
do you want to speak to the supervisor?
I'm reporting this. I'm fucking reporting this right now. I'm willing to talk for ages about this, so we need to talk to a supervisor right now.
Genevieve Hansen on the scene calling 911. Again, it's raw. We came with a warning there. Darrin, Porcher, your take on what you just heard.
Well, I think that what she did do is she elevates the defense's component of a hostile crowd. I didn't foresee this as a hostile crowd or a hostile mob, but it brought forth the agenda of, look, the people were somewhat inappropriate towards the police officers. One of the common denominators that we saw with all of the witnesses today was that Officer Chauvin, former Officer Chauvin, did have his knee on George Floyd's neck. In addition to that, which I think was a connection with the crowd, was not one person in the crowd was arrested nor summoned by police. I think this is a germane component in the defense's position on this being a hostile crowd, because no summonses nor arrests occurred as a result.
To that point, as we bring back everybody and we're winding down here our day two coverage, day two was a full day. We had emotions. We had a 9-year-old testifying. We had off-duty EMT at the end become emotional. We had Donald Williams at the beginning become emotional as well. Joey, as we look back at this full day of emotions and testimony, do you think it's a big score for the prosecution, or did the defense make some headway?
I really just think that the prosecution is taking it to them. Look, my view of the world perhaps differs from others, but at the end of the day, you have a right to be pissed off. You have a right to be annoyed. I just witnessed a man die. That was her indication, the EMT. She's trained to do this. She's desperate. She's looking to help. She can't believe it. Even in her testimony, she's saying, I'm concerned there were black males there. And so, you know, you have to know and understand that that really, I think, connects, right? She's a good Samaritan. She's not getting paid to do anything. She has no axe to grind. She has nothing in the game other than to do what's right and to do what's fair. And she feels that the system is not acting in accord. And then you look at the minor children who are subjected to this and who forced to the point of the digging in the neck. And you have EMT people who are there trying to help, and Chauvin is still there and he has to be pulled off them. I mean, I just think all told, it just really inures to the benefit of the prosecution. I see it being a big day. I don't think very much headway was made at all, and I think that to this point, clearly the prosecution is driving their point home.
Areva, your thoughts? Another big day for the prosecution, or did the defense score some points?
Yeah, I'm gonna end this day with agreement with Joey. He's gonna love it. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Big day for the prosecution. Even though, I think that witness was a little too combative. Got to keep your eye on the prize in a trial. You're not going to win a trial in one day. This is not a sprint. It's a marathon, and it's important for everyone involved in the trial to understand that process. But I do think there was some incredibly compelling testimony. Having those children testify, those mothers, those aunts, those cousins on that juror, thinking about their own 9-year-old having to give testimony in a case like this, that's going to be incredibly powerful for them. I think the prosecution goes home again today feeling like they made big points, and they come back tomorrow and they put more points up on the board. And that's how you get a conviction in a case like this.
Misty, the time's winding down on us, but does the testimony of a 9-year-old stick with you?
Of course it does. To think about a 9-year-old on the stand and to think about a 9-year-old actually witnessing that occur is truly heart-wrenching. And there's no question that the jury is not thinking about that as they go into tomorrow's testimony.
All right. Again, thanks to our expert panel, best in the business, Joey Jackson, Areva Martin, Misty Maris, Darrin Porcher, of course, Jean Casarez, Joseph Scott Morgan. Our thanks to them as well. This case, as to points made by our panel, just getting started. An emotional day 2. Day 3 coming up. We're going to have it for you here on HLN. Gavel to gavel coverage beginning at 10 a.m. Genevieve Hansen back on the stand for more fireworks. We'll see you then.